Mm. Yes, indeed. Let me go live, Figured I would talk shit on my own channel. It's getting stale over there. Hello. It was getting stale over at the lead attorney's page, honestly. Like, I'm sorry, but this is the reason why I don't even deal with certain types of people. It's really sad. That conversation was 7 hours long to come to no conclusions, to come to really, the real reality is that nobody in that live will end up getting married before me. It is what it is. Feel how you want to feel, say what you want to say. The reality is that live it just shows you the kind of frustration that people that are prepared to be married have in this community. People that are prepared to be married in this community, and I'm so glad. I'm actually so glad that I was on that live, because the reality is the reality. People can change, their minds about what their requirements are, but the marketplace is the marketplace, and it is what it is. The unfortunate reality is that they're lying to young women who they're telling, oh yeah, you go get your degree, you go buy your own house, you go do this, you go do that. No, don't do any of that. No man's gonna want you if you do everything for yourself that he's supposed to do for you. If everything that he's going to do for you, you do for yourself, no man is going to want that. And it is what it is. I don't see these young girls, how many of them can say they were engaged? It is what it is. I mean, the reality is the women that were married in that conversation, they realized that what I was saying was right. The women that are married, they realize that, like, this young woman knows what she's talking about. And jealousy comes from people who are not prepared. It is what it is. If I told you the kind of work I had to do to even be this person, it's disrespectful. Like, it's disrespectful that beautiful women in our community can't be respected, because ultimately this community, the men are so downtrodden that beauty is not a high value to them. They talk about utility, and what they really mean is, like, how much can I use you? Is that what you're looking for, to be used? Are you looking for an opportunity to lay down your womb and be used? Give half your money, give all your energy, all your time, and for what? So he can cash you in for a younger model? It doesn't. I'm trying to understand. That's why I stay out of these conversations. I kind of wish I didn't even get on this live. I recorded the live. I let them know, like, look, I don't want my face up there. Please take that video down. You don't have permission to have my face on your page. I don't give a fuck who it is, what it is. It doesn't matter. The reality is, yeah, I am hurt. I'm hurt that in this community, men don't know how to value women. They want you to be a dolled up, beautiful woman, but at the same time, they also want you to be the maid that's on your knees. So you're like, can I get $5 today? I'm not understanding it. The disingenuous nature of that conversation is everything that's wrong with our community. Because I'm telling you, I assure you, nobody in Africa is having these conversations. Nobody in Asia is having these conversations. And it makes me feel like, yeah, maybe I do need to date outside my race, because so many Black men need my help. They need help. That's why utility is so important, because they need you to help them so that you can help them qualify for the condo that they're going to fuck the side bitch in. Aggressive? What's aggressive about knowing who you are and knowing your standards? What I think is aggressive, I think it's aggressive that a young woman who obviously is not more beautiful than me in the face, I don't know, I saw her body, her tits looked like they were hanging down to the floor. I'm going to say what it is, because if you want to be disrespectful, then we can all be disrespectful. It's not about that. You literally are telling young women, okay, a person can be important. That's one thing. But your degree is not what makes you important. It's what you do with that degree. A young woman can sit there and talk about a degree that she's not even using and be elevated above another young woman who pretty much has 2 degrees, has done everything, and has really set up her life. and is beautiful and is talented and takes care of herself can be elevated above that kind of woman only in YouTube. In real life, this is not happening. In YouTube, I might be unpopular, but on these streets and in real life, when I'm dealing with real men, tangible, I'm not having difficulties like that. I'm not, because sexual marketplace is what it is. A man is going to deal with me 10 times before he deals with that. And it's not even about this one particular person or any of the people on that panel. It's just an overall consensus in our community. We see where the men that have the resources go. They don't seem to pick any of the Black women that were talking about degree. I mean, they barely even pick Black women, if we're being honest. And when they do pick them, they're picking women that do have experience. They're picking women that have traveled, that can sustain a life for themselves. Now, it's not my fault that the majority of the people in this YouTube, I don't know what it is, they don't travel, they don't do much but watch YouTube. So obviously, certain things are not high on their list because YouTube is what they do. They watch YouTube and they go to work. And they watch YouTube and they go to work, which is fine. You can do what you want to do. But in real life, you have to step into the street and actually be able to talk to people. You have to be in a restaurant and actually be able to have a conversation with a man without giggling like a fool. I mean, where's the demeanor? Where's the ability to carry yourself as a woman? I'm sorry, but sitting there and not talking and trying to come off mousy and demure, that's not the definition of a woman. That's not a woman's essence. Everyone who understands what women are about know that women are powerful. They understand that we have a certain power that comes from within when we truly know ourselves. So for me, anything that happened on the Lead Attorney's channel means nothing to me. I know myself. I know what I'm capable of getting. I know what I'm capable of doing out here. I came on the Lead's channel to bless him with my beauty. And to be honest with you, it worked because he had me on there for damn near 7 hours and ended the stream about 15 minutes after I got off. So it worked in my favor. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be the calling card that said, you know what? A Black beauty is looking to be married. A Black beauty is out here ready to have her family. And like they said, 70% of the men won't agree, but nobody's looking for them. Like the Miss B Finesse said, I thought she was really succinct in what she said. People can take it as anger, but to be honest with you, I don't really have not one wrinkle and I don't have no bags under my eyes, so I don't cry much and I don't really get that angry. I laugh at things because I find it to be disingenuous and unrealistic. I'm honest when someone says, are you hurt? And I said, yes, that's honesty. That's honesty that you're not willing to even give the young woman that's sitting on your panel. Honestly, she'll be alone for a long time unless she settles for a man that she has to take care of because her tits are sagging. Okay. I don't even remember her name, to be honest with you. It's so unimportant. Like, it's so unimportant. It's a sad thing. It's so unimportant. And I just feel like, why do we keep lying to these women? And then at 40, they're talking about, oh, well, I got my degree and I did this and this and that. Listen, the only reason why I'm at this age and not engaged is because my fiance's in the ground. But at the end of the day, I will be engaged. If it weren't for COVID, I would be engaged already. I'd be married probably. I was literally repiecing my life dating when I came out of my situation. There was a time when I was a company woman, a firm woman, and all I did was work and come home and try my best to do this and that and achieve at the firm. And great, I got promoted a couple times and I ended up doing well. And none of that attracts a man. As a matter of fact, it is the complete opposite. I had cute guys in the firm coming up to me telling me, hey, you're working late, they don't pay you for that. Come to the bar with us. And when they said those things, I got up and I went to the bar with them because I realized what they were saying. You can sit here and you can overwork all you want, but it's not going to overwork you into a man's home. It's not going to overwork you into a man's heart. The reality is, any man who can handle me is going to have my loyalty. He's going to have my love, my respect, my care. He's going to be able to have these beautiful children. And we're going to continue to build together. But if he doesn't have a plan, how could I execute with him? Now, if a young woman who has wasted so many years, and this is not in regard to any specific person, but it's something I've noticed a lot amongst us Black women. We put a lot of time into our education. But how about go and get the field experience? You're more likely to meet your man doing your job than going to school to do your job. It's silly to go and get a degree that you don't use. You just wasted time and energy in a school, gave it all of your youth, and then you're going to come out here and not use the degree? You better go and be a doctor, girl. You better go and be a doctor, girl. Do it. The reality is, this place may be fucked up, but I didn't pay for a damn thing in here. Everything was paid for by my fiance. He moved me in this apartment. The landlord who owns this brownstone is one of the tightest, I consider him like an older brother, a Black man, who will never see me fail, because at the end of the day, he knows, like, yo, this girl, she really worked her ass off and shit just didn't work out right. But to be honest with you, I don't understand why a woman who is looking to get married would go and buy her own house, pay for her own car, and do all the things that a wonderful man is supposed to do for you. Because one thing I remember about my fiance is he took pleasure. He took great care in wanting to do certain things for me as his woman. And that's how men are. That's when I see the girls that I know that are engaged or married, that's how their men are. When I see my homeboys, some of them that are married, and nobody thought I wasn't going to be married. The reality is the reality. Sometimes you get handed a shit end of the stick. But not once did I feel like I was in a disadvantaged position. No, I didn't. What I did was I got up, I put my ass in the gym. I still put my ass in the gym every other day. I go in that gym every other day religiously. And I like to eat, so it is what it is. I probably should be skinnier, but I love food. So people don't want honesty in our community, and I'm just going to leave it like that. What I recognize is that we want to lie to people, but then when shit don't go right in their life, we want to say, oh, poor baby, you're 40, and oh, you mean that husband that you helped put him through school, he left? Oh, his side woman is having a baby before you? These are the situations that women end up in when they don't have a man who wants to work for their honor. It's not about money. It's not about a particular dollar. People want to put dollars on it because they want to be controversial and they want to have controversial conversations, whatever. It's really not about any of those things. It's about, does a man eat what he kills? Does he kill for you? Does a man wake up every morning and want to kill for you? And you could be as nice as you want to be. You could be as nice as you want to be, but in the name of the color purple, if you ugly, you ugly. And no man cares. People could say what they want about my personality. One thing I've learned from watching my aunts and my grandmother and the people in my family about marriage is that it's actually not my duty as a woman who's looking to be married to a man to sit there and entertain all of his friends and his family and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, I'm not really supposed to be entertaining. I'm supposed to sit there and relax myself and do my job. And my utility is supposed to kick in. I'm supposed to raise his children and bring his legacy. It's not my job to be nice buddy with all of your homeboys. I have my own friends. It's not my job to impress the ugly girls in your friendship circle. I have my own girlfriends. And that's the point I was trying to make on the live. Like, hey, if certain women feel threatened by the things I'm saying, then die alone. Like Kevin Samuel says, die alone then. I've been on, today is Wednesday. I went out Saturday night, I went out Sunday, and yeah. Today's Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday. Well, it's Wednesday now, but yes. I went out on a few dates over the weekend, and they were great. I'll be honest. So it's really not a matter. I really think what it is that in this community, we don't want to be honest. We will watch people fall on their ass and be like, oh no, she fell down. I wonder what happened. Oh, well, she retired her husband. Oh, well, she stopped having sex. Oh, well, she gained 300 pounds. But then just let a beautiful woman say it out loud, or let a woman who knows herself, forget beauty. Let a woman like myself who knows herself say it out loud, and all hell breaks loose. That's why they tell you when you're pretty and when you're beautiful, it's best for you to not talk. People just want to look at you. They don't really want to hear what you have to say. And when you say something that's controversial, it threatens the core of their being, because they know that they can't wake up in the morning with a fat ass and titties like you. They know it'll never happen. They also know that despite the degree that they paid so much money and are in debt for, I would check Shorty's credit. All that debt for that Ivy League school. And I'll tell you what, one of my very good friends is dodging Ivy League school in Germany right now. She's dodging all of her debt for the Ivy League school she went to in Germany right now. I don't have any real debt. I've got about $15,000 left, and it'll be paid off by the end of this year. I do well. So I think it's a sad situation when you see people in the community being disingenuous about what it really takes. What it really takes, a fierce competitive spirit. Sweetheart, if you really want to get married, you need to be competitive. I know one thing, regardless of what happened on that stream, everyone left that stream knowing that Black Beauty is serious about being married. She's real. They may not like what she gives. They may not like the energy she gives, but she's real about it. And she's 100, and she's going to get it because she said it. She put it in front of herself, just like everything else. Just like getting my real estate license, I put that in front of myself. Just like getting both my degrees, I put that in front of myself. Just like hitting 6 figures and beyond, I put that in front of myself. So don't let the fucking walls fool you. You understand what I'm saying? Don't let the walls in this apartment where my fiance put me before he passed, where I paid not $1, don't let that fool you. I'm a person in New York who's existing on a very low dollar amount, as opposed to other people who are paying $3,000 in rent. And I'm very proud of that, because I won't dare pay that kind of money in rent. I'm trying to move forward and pay off debt so my credit can be a little bit better. So I can maybe be an asset to my husband when it's time to get a business loan to open up, whatever franchise he wants to open up. That's realistic. What's unrealistic is, how about this? The other night, I listen to Kevin Samuels every time he comes on. I don't agree with everything he says, but I have to hear it because I'm keeping up with culture. I want to know what people are talking about in our community. And I fell asleep the other night listening to the shit. I fell asleep. And then I kind of woke up when he was saying, cut the French toast. We want your mouth on our Johnson. That's literally what I woke up to. And I died laughing. I hopped out of bed, died laughing. I was like, wow. But that's true. That's true. Oral sex is your responsibility. You want to be married. He's not going to be like, oh, but she went to Harvard, so I don't need oral. God, where does that happen? Nowhere. It never happens. It never has happened. Don't worry about a Black Beauty. A Black Beauty is good. I exist in the real world. I come onto YouTube, I enjoy it, but I literally get up out my house and I go somewhere. I exist in the real world. There's a lot of real world experience that is missing from people that enjoy YouTube. Real world experience. Like, when's the last time some of you people went to a restaurant, sat down, and allowed a man to come and speak to you and court you? Or were you too busy giggling about look, let me just set the record straight. I am interested in someone, but it's not the lead attorney. He's a nice man, but he's not the one I'm interested in. I understand that there are other women who might be interested in him. So if they believe that by showing up every day to his stream, that he's going to choose them, it'll never happen. I was only planning to be on this stream tonight. I already had made it up in my mind that I would only come on once, because really I'm more so focused on repatriation and bringing my business skills to Africa, and also expanding my knowledge as a Black woman. So to me, I wasn't planning on frequenting this show. I wasn't even planning on being in the show for so long. I was getting tired, to be honest, and aggy. And it started getting annoying that every single time something was said, that it was an attack on the Black beauty, a Black beauty, a Black beauty. It started to make me realize, like, it's like, when the boys hit you in the yard, they like you. That's the truth. It's like, stop ganging up on me because the things that I say are interesting and real. And try to help sis out so she knows where she stands. No fronting. It is 2021. We have to be honest. Honesty is the best policy. It's the only way. A man knows what he's getting. You know what he knows? He knows a Black beauty. I love her. That's my girl. She's a bitch. But guess what? She's a bad bitch. Meaning she takes care of herself. She takes care of my family. She takes care of the house. She can cook anything. She's been everywhere. She can raise my children. And she won't take no mess. And I get that from my grandmother. And I really love that quality about myself. I'm not willing to change that. Men who want a matriarch, someone who can raise their children. And when I say a matriarch, I don't mean over him. I mean when he goes to work and steps out the house for the day, do you have it under control, or are you going to defer to your Harvard handbook? You not say happy cook. You not fi cook? You not fi cook? Not fi clean? Your body, your house, your spirit. I don't practice Christianity. I don't believe in that. That's too weak for me. I don't practice stuff. God damn, his music is loud. God damn, his music is loud. Nah, man, I really do believe that people really misunderstand the words spoken by beautiful men. That's the reason why, literally, the more sexy I become and the more appealing I become physically, the less I want to talk. I don't think I'm the hottest shit, but I do want to talk less because it seems that, and I can attest to this even when I was at the firm and overweight and barely attracting anybody. I could attest to the fact that when you see a beautiful woman, you pay keen attention to what she's saying. You might nitpick it a bit, but you got to resist. You got to resist that element of jealousy and push it way far down. What's good for me is what's good for me, and what's good for you is going to be good for you. Let's see how it turns out. And I think that that's the thing that really makes people upset when you say that last part. Let's see how it turns out. Marriage is easy. It's easy to get married, guys. It's really not. Literally. I have been engaged since I was basically 27 years old. It's actually really not hard to get engaged at all if you're in a real relationship. It's only hard because the women don't even know how to get in a relationship, period. They don't even know how to get into the relationship to get his attention enough for him to want to marry them. They don't even know how to do that. I have apps just like everybody else. I never go on any dates. I've never been on one date off this app. I really just talk shit on it. I don't know, maybe if it's just it's like an ego boost. It's like, okay, likes, talk shit on it. But I barely ever go out on it. When I meet men, I meet them in real time. In like real life. Going out into a setting where I can see, is he a sociable person? Is he a person who is enjoyable with people? People can come out, they can observe me. One thing that people know when they've been out with me is they know I have a damn good time. And they also know that I'm interesting. So it is what it is. It's hard to grasp for air when you don't know that you can't breathe. It's like a lot of women in our communities haven't had their backs against the wall to the point that I have, where they know, like, oh yeah, I need a husband. They haven't. And so they pretty much think that this orderly society is all it will ever be, and that they will always have access to certain things. But I know there's going to come a day where there's no stimulus checks, where there's no unemployment, where there's no welfare, and where you will need a man. I know that for a fact, because in the Caribbean and when in Africa, hey baby, I know it for a fact because forget the Caribbean, Africa, everywhere in this world but America. Women have to understand that. There is no social systems that are holding them up. I agree with Kevin Samuels on that as well. It is what it is. For all of you guys that are coming over here and viewing me, thank you. I appreciate you. And drop all the comments that you want up in the chat. Yeah. He says, I really like to ask you a question. Go ahead, ask it. Just ask. I've got tough skin, guys. I do. I mean, once you've lost your fiance and your mother within 3 years, there's no skin tough, baby. Roll off, baby. Skin tougher than anybody who could have ever gone. I interned with a girl at Crane's business. She was a Harvard, at the time she wasn't a graduate. But I guess we were in our junior year, and she didn't even know what she was doing. She was just a degree. She didn't know nothing about life. And you know what would be more attractive if you're from down south? If you had a nice, big, round Houston, Texas ass, and you knew how to throw down in the kitchen. Nobody would believe you're from down south. Toting, it's unfortunate. And it's a real problem. And yo, I'll be honest, I literally had like a couple of my girlfriends. Thank you, girl. Oh, I didn't know if you were a dude or girl, but yes. Thank you. Don't be worried. My loss was my loss and I'm good. But I can't understand how men don't want to pay our bills, but then get mad when we are successful. I don't get what makes us masculine by living a full life. Also, sorry for your loss. Oh, no. I'm going to explain that to you right now. You say you can't understand how men don't want to pay our bills. Then I wish you could call in. I do have StreamYard. I just didn't set it up. I really didn't, but I should. Let me go set up my StreamYard and come back, because it will be great for you guys to call in or whatever and chat. A couple of you. I don't know what to tell you. Like, men will lie. They'll say they don't want to pay for your bills while they pay another bill. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to leave and come back in that other one so I can drop links to y'all. I'll be right back.